Hey, so thanks for joining me. I just wanted to show you guys this Brian Keith 24-hour Evergreen offer with video. Now, just walk through his campaign and then show you how we are building it out inside of HighLevel. And if you guys want it, you can go ahead and get this. We'll share the exact automations, the workflows, the forms that we're using for this. And all you have to do is just email me back that you're interested in the workflows for HighLevel, and we'll send them to you. So that's what I'm going to kick off here. So, Brian Keith's 24-hour Evergreen offer. So, um, Brian Keith has been building automations for marketers and businesses for a long, long, long time now. He started off in Keep and Infusionsoft, but now he's doing a lot on HighLevel too. And the idea of this campaign is that this is for a client of his, the Raw Chef, and they have a journey that looks like this. Basically, the chef is offering like some free vegan recipes or raw recipes, and he has a little pop-up that comes to get the email and name for where to send it to. He does a multi-step form so he can segment people based on if they want recipes to help them with energy, recovery, or health. And then they have a thank you page with the offer to get like more. So if you want the rest of his recipes, the course with all of it, all that kind of stuff, then this is where you go to get that. And at the same time, they're delivering ads that retarget people with this offer while they're getting the email offers for it. It's a 24-hour like upsell campaign basically. And then if they take that offer, they click on that link during that 24 hours, they'll go to the order form. If they click on it after the 24 hours, then they go to like an offer expired page with a different kind of offer. Not as great. Um, so that's what we're going to show you, and I'll show you exactly what it looks like when you're going through this. So with this guy, he has his opt-in right there at the top, really easy for people to find it. When they click on it, they get the first part um, of this form. I'm going to zoom in here, make it a little easier for you guys to see. But this is stuff you guys have downloaded, so this is just extra. Um, and so yeah, they're doing the first step, nothing fancy there. Then he's doing a second step, or I guess it's going to be three steps here. Here's the first question in a survey, and then we've built this with HighLevel. This is what the form looks like, but he's using like a fancy like lead page form kind of thing to style it the way he likes. But the back end is just a normal little form like this. You guys don't have to get fancy if you don't want to either. And then they do a second part where they follow up with a second question to narrow things down. From there, they go to the thank you page with a video. So the video is kind of describing, hey, here's what you're going to get. I just sent you the recipes. If you want more like this, then we're going to have a cool little course or program where you can find the rest of them. And all you have to do is sign up. But the deal for this is like half off, but only in the next 24 hours. So that's what he's doing for this guy. And he's using some cool tech to use plus this for the countdown timers. I know HighLevel has countdown timers, but the difference is that he uses plus this because he can tie that to a date field and make these evergreen and do some cool stuff with it that he couldn't do with HighLevel. And then the other cool thing is that the video that he has on this page, he's using plus this for that to basically track how much people are watching. Again, that's another thing that is a little bit different from the HighLevel version of video tracking is he can put this on a Wistia video. He can put it on his own pages. He can track the cookies across lots of different places. So it's just a little bit more of a powerful version of those tools. So anyway, he's tracking how long people are watching that video. So he can do a little bit more follow-up or know like, cool, how many people, when he has this client finish running this for like a month or so, he can go back and be like, cool, of the people that watched the video, this many bought, that kind of thing. So he can know how to tweak it, make it better. And then here's some examples of like the ads that he's showing people while they're in this 24-hour offer. He's using some Facebook retargeting from HighLevel for that. And then here's the example of the page that people are going to when the offer has expired. And the cool thing that he's kind of doing here is that I don't know if they have an example of the email. No, I don't think so. But he sends an email with another tool from Plus called a smart link. And that link is tied to the date for when their offer is going to end. So in that 24 hours. And if they click the link for the offer in the email, it's going to go to the page for the offer if they click on it before that offer is expired. But if they click on it afterwards, it's just going to go to this page that you're kind of seeing here. So that is kind of the idea of this journey before I go into the details of how does he actually build this thing. Um, so it's a really effective funnel. I'm just going to go back to the top. The reason why this is really cool is it's super easy to make. All you need is like your landing page that you probably already have. You have your form like you probably already have. The magical part is how do I make a dynamic offer so that it's only available for, it doesn't have to be 24 hours. It could be 3 days. It could be a week. It could be 24 hours. But how do you make that real? So the way he's doing that is using some cool tools from Plus like smart links, the video triggers, and the audience triggers, which you can do with HighLevel too. So that's kind of the magic of it. So let's go now into how does he actually build this thing from start to finish, in case you're like, cool, how does he do this? And again, just a reminder, we have the workflows inside of HighLevel here for all of this, so you can see these. And if you want these, just email me and we can send them to you. And I'll get you whatever you need to run this in your own app if you want. No charge for that. Just need to be a Plus user basically. So here we go. We got the build. So here's what it looks like. You just saw that. Here's a workflow list. The first workflow is the multi-step form. So we can look at that really quickly here too. So the way these work, in case you haven't done multi-step forms before, is you're making your different steps there, like you see with the multiple forms I have. And then what we're doing is we are making it so when they complete this, so if you go to options on submit, we're going to put in the URL for the second form, and we're going to pass. This is all in that doc too. It'll show the details of this. At the end of this, we're going to just put in a little bit of this contact ID part so that it can pass that information to the next form. So anyway, that's kind of step one. Step two, and obviously you guys can style these however you like. I didn't want to spend a ton of time kind of fancy-fying this thing if you're going to change it anyway. Step two, same idea, pass it to the last page or the last step of the forms. Step three. So there you go. The final step there. All right. So, let's go back to the doc. All right. So he's taking care of how do I even collect these guys in the first place. And then you'll see down here, he has a tool when they submit the forms to set the date calculator for that offer. So the way he's doing that is he's using a tool called date calculator inside of Plus. So this date calculator, what's neat about this is that we can say, hey, let's set a date based on the date found in a field. And we can find the Evergreen, like we can find like a field that we set for when someone downloads our lead magnet or whatever it might be that they're getting, and we can go, cool, we found that date. We're setting this for 3 days after that. Cool. All right, so then we want to do a calculation, and we can go, cool, let's just add a couple dates. So let's go 3 days. So 3 days after they download my lead magnet, we're going to go ahead and make an offer that will expire at that point. That's the date we want this offer to expire. Then we can tell it where to store this date. Expiring offer expiration. And then we can go, cool, how do we want that to look? And we can go, let's do this one. And then we can even make a human version of it to store that, so it's not just like in tech form. So we would go, let's do human free trial expiration. So this will connect with your HighLevel account and just pull up your fields for you, or you can just make them directly. Just click here and it will add them in there as well. So that's how it works. So anyway, that's kind of the idea of it. Up here, I'll just kind of share a couple other options. The current date when used actually is what I would probably do in this exact situation. So when they fill out the form, this is going to know, hey, what time was it right now when they filled this out? And so that's actually the more appropriate way to do this. And then use your fields down here for setting that future date. And what we're going to do with this is the date we need in order to set our countdown timer to it and our smart links to it. So that's why I'm going into this. And I hope you guys like this nerdy, like extra detail stuff. Um, Obviously, like this is extra credit stuff that you guys can have for the people that want to see the logical, like explanation for how do you actually do this stuff. And then from there, they're just sending the emails. Then there's the second workflow that we'll go into. So let me go ahead and show you that. Second workflow, it looks like this. Cool. And all he's doing is he's adding people to a Facebook audience. So this is how he does that. Let's add them to that audience while they're in that time period for being eligible to it. And then he'll start sending their offer emails, and he'll do like 3 emails, whatever you guys feel is appropriate for the length of your offer. This is a pretty aggressive offer, obviously, to go from, all right, you just got lead magnet. Now you got 24 hours to make a decision if you want more. Obviously, you don't do that every time, but in some situations or for specific funnels, you can do that. And there are going to be people who are ready, especially if it's not like a crazy high ticket offer or anything. It's just like, oh, you want to get into the membership. It's only like $7 a month. I bought lots of those things on Facebook ads all the time. So that's kind of the idea for this specific one, but you guys can tailor it however you want. And then when they're done with that offer, we're removing them from the Facebook audience so that they don't keep seeing ads for something they can't even do. And that's kind of the idea. And then the goal is if they buy that program, then they no longer need to keep getting these emails to you. So that's part 2 of the workflow. Kind of not much you have to explain there. And then let's go to the third one. The third workflow here this is more of like a reporting workflow for a lot of people. This is that video that we talked about that he puts on the page. So let's go over there really quick and we'll come back to this. So for the video tracking, he is using video triggers. So this is something you guys should check out too, even if you're like, oh, I've already tried the HighLevel one. Here's kind of the cool thing about it. Oh, I'll pull one that we've already made. So let's go back here. You can see it works with Wistia, YouTube, Vitalytics, Vimeo, a bunch of the video players in the marketplace. And we're going to go ahead and pull the video trigger just so you have one that you can see it's kind of already done. It will be a little faster to show you. So here's where you put in your embed code. That's what that whole part is. That's the first step. Once you have your embed code, you can start choosing, and this is where you'll see some differences. You can do tags based on when they got to a certain point in the video, or you can do it based on accumulated time spent watching. So if you're like, a lot of people use this tool to see, did people even see my offer in the on-demand training that I sent them? And that's where you can set a cue point. Or if it's more of a, hey, this is like an hour-long pillar content piece that we're sending. And so we want to be very deliberate about, we want people to watch as much of that as possible and track that so that we can know if it's engaging people or not. So those are the two like criteria. And then you can set the timing and you can set what tag you want to apply for that. And you can do as many of these as you want. So that's a video trigger. When you save it, it'll give you like a new embed code that you just put on your page and you're good to go. So that is kind of that first little step there. And then once you have that on there, he's using this to go, cool, if they have the tag that they watched 50%, then we're going to want to put them in this bucket. If they have one for 75%, we'll put them in this bucket, and so on. So cancel that. Or if they get to 100, they come through this one, and so on. And so then we have our conditions, and we'll do different follow-up based on how long they watched. And obviously, you guys can add as much or as little as you want if you end up taking this campaign too, or this workflow. So those are the three workflows. So now I just kind of go into the details of it, but this part will be pretty quick since we've kind of covered a lot of that. But yeah, you can use this to kind of see step by step how it's going, go at your own pace. Here's the stuff about the form and how it's doing the two multi-step forms. So you got that review. And then for the countdown timer, we haven't talked about this yet, so let's go look at that too. So countdown timer, and plus this is really nice because we can now set that to the date that we set with our date calculator. So if we look at a countdown timer, I've done this for a lot of them. We'll look at one I did for Best of Caught, what you're kind of looking at right now. So we can tell it, let's run the countdown to the field for the expiring offer expiry date. That's the field we use for a lot of our expiring offers. And we can tell some more stuff, time zones, other things that are pretty normal, standard stuff. We can change how we want it to look, the font color, the background color. We can change the labels if we need to put it in different languages, and so on. And then we just give you the snippet that you can just put in your emails, on your landing pages, wherever you want to be able to display this. And it's super dynamic and super cool. Another cool thing that people will do is they'll do this like redirect when countdown expires. So if you just want a simple countdown and you just want it to redirect that page once it's expired, you can do those really easily too. So that's kind of the countdown timer piece of this that he's showing off here. And yeah, so there you go. He's talking about, using the what's the date to, or the date calculator to go back and set the actual initial date. Here's his countdown timer to match up with it. And then here's the part where he's adding them into the Facebook audiences and the example ads that he's showing during those points. And then, what is that? Set date calculation. Yep. So he's setting that date calculation with the date calculator. And here's the video with the video tracking that we talked about, and the different tags that he's using to apply different based on the amounts of time they're watching. And then the emails that he's sending, like you're seeing there. Oh, here we go. Here's the smart link. So we haven't shown this part. Let's talk about this for a little bit. With the smart links, one of my other favorite tools. Let's go to one that's made. The smart links are kind of like a GPS for a link. I like that comparison. I saw that from an AI that was actually giving us some ideas for analogies we can make for some of our tools. So if we go to one we did for our special offer here, this is basically taking a page that we want to send people to with this link and the criteria they need for that. So in this example, they need to click on it before the offer expiration for the expiring offer in order to go to our like special pricing page. And if not, they just go to our normal pricing page. So that's kind of the idea of these. Super easy to make, super cool. Things that people can't game, makes your offers evergreen. Helps with the people who have that fear holding them back of we'll talk about that in one of our next campaigns. Fear, gain, logic, all those kind of ideas. There's a lot of people that won't buy unless like they're afraid they won't be able to have that great deal, that great reason for buying. I'm looking at those frame TVs for Samsung right now, and I'm like really tempted because they're like $600 off right now, and I'm like, yeah, I don't really need one, but that's a good deal, and it's definitely feeding my fear brain of like, what if the price goes back up, and I would still want this thing, then I'm going to be paying even more. So, anyways, the smart links are really good for those kind of offers too. So that's kind of the final little step he's doing there, and then just some reviews, and then Here's how he's tracking who's watched how much. And then he goes into like some of the other tools he'll be implementing into the campaigns from plus this for all these things too. So if this is something you want to check out, again, let me know if you want those workflows. The only thing you need is to have plus this, otherwise these won't really make a lot of sense either. So if you want to try out plus this, there's a free trial. You can just go here, and you'll probably have links to this in your emails anyway. But on the HighLevel side, you can see them here, and you can see all the tools that you're getting. There's videos for each of the tools, so you can get like a better idea of how they work. And then at the bottom here, uh, one thing I really like to point out is that like with HighLevel, that's what's really cool about it is you guys have all these sub accounts, right? So we made our plans available for unlimited sub accounts too, if you want to have those, or if you're just running this for like your one-off one business, you can look at these plans too for those two. So hit me up if you have any questions. We're here. We're happy to help. We'll be sharing some more cool campaigns like these too. So check them out.